So watching the trial of Donald Trump in New York, the porn star trial, it was interesting because what I find interesting about this trial is that a man who sells Bibles will never, a man who has sold so many Bibles, he will never put his hand on one. He will never sit in a courtroom and promise to tell the truth because he's a liar and the truth ain't in him and everybody knows it. He is in lockstep with the evangelical right and an anathema to everything they say they are, which I also find interesting. I can't argue with somebody's personal things. I've done a lot of things in my life, which is one of the reasons I'd never run for elected office because there'd be so many things that came up. Hiring a prostitute, okay, that's fine. Why would you write a check for it? If that doesn't show poor judgment, I don't know what does. The action itself, but the stupidity after it, pretending like we're not going to notice that you wrote a check to somebody for $130,000 for something that never happened. And if you did write a check to a hoe, put it under something else. Put it under gardening. You know, that wasn't a blower. That wasn't a blowjob. That was a blower. Do something creative. But the thing, what befuddles me about his fervent support among Christians is how un-Christ-like he is. And they go, well, as Christians, we have to forgive. My question is, when did he ever ask for forgiveness? When did he ever change? What is he doing different now that he was known for doing? When is he not a liar or arrogant or haughty or pompous? When did he apologize for, accusing 5 men little boys who never did something of doing something? When did he apologize to being wrong about President Obama? When did he apologize for refusing to rent to people because of their color of the skin? Things that he's already been adjudicated, he's already been through the legal system for. When did he apologize for taking people's money with his university? When did he say he was sorry for not paying the people that work for him? When did he do anything different than he's known for? When did he apologize for saying you can grab him by the pussy? When did he say, I am so different now than I was before? Because the thing about Christians that they always laud is how they remember the moment when Christ came into their life. They remember the epiphany. They remember the day they were saved and they started to walk differently and talk differently. When did that moment happen for him? When is he doing anything different at almost 80 that he did at 60 or 40 or 20? When does he become a substantively different person? When does he walk a different way? When does he talk a different way? When has he said, I am going to change my ways? Because to say that, to be a Christian, to convert yourself, to get forgiveness, you have to say what you've done wrong and apologize for it. When has he done that? It's interesting because they they support him lock, stock, no matter what he does. They tell me about how Christians forgive. When has he said, I am sorry, I have changed my ways? About anything. As a matter of fact, the reason that people purportedly love him so much is because he refuses to apologize, which means he's perfect. Refusing to apologize. It's so interesting how they are in lockstep with him. Oh, you forgive him? When did he ask you for? When has Donald Trump ever been different than you ever believed him to be? 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, if my people are called by my name, they humble themselves and they pray and they seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin. When did he ever do that? When did he say, I'm sorry for saying I grabbed women by the pussy? When did he ever say, I'm sorry they bleed from their eyes or their face? When did he ever say, I'm sorry for saying they're vermin? When did he ever say, I'm sorry these people should be hung? Central Park 5. When did he do anything different than be what he was? Because as you like to say, as Christians like to say, if you ask for forgiveness, you will get it. When did he do any of that? When has he turned his face away from his evil ways? When did he do any of the things that you Christians say that he's repented for? That's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.